Hey Vortex, I wanted to let you guys know that this is the only thing that gives my life the purpose that I have now. And not just this little ornament, but what it represents. I'm not saying this because I'm trying to convert you or anything. I'm just letting you know that out of all the things that I've tried in my life to feel better and to do better and to live better, that's the only thing that's made any bit of a difference. Now, it's easy to scoff. I used to scoff. I was a full-time scoffer. And I thought that people who turned to Jesus were just stupid. You know? I really thought that. And the reason why I thought that is, you know, easy to identify if you just go to a church service and you see all the stupid-ass sheep that are sitting in the pew, you know? I think the majority of people that do everything don't do it because they love it or because they appreciate it, but because they feel like they have to, or they're conditioned to think that that's what they're supposed to do, you know? And that's no reason to do anything if you ask me. I know that you're not asking, but let's pretend that you're asking. So, I think it's really obvious that, you know, society really wants to kill itself. The fact that people would rather do the things that they're doing that don't make any sense, and they complain about how those things that they do that don't make any sense don't work. Well, yeah, because they're not supposed to work. I mean, I wish that there was something that I could say to open people up and make people understand what's actually happening. But the same people will just take their ambien and go back to bed. So there's really no point. I realize that that's really depressing. It's really sad, and it's especially depressing thinking about what all we could have as a society and what all we could accomplish if we stopped playing the victim and relying on other people to fix our problems, you know? That's what Jesus is for. Jesus is the only one that can do that. I promise. I have a smorgasbord of psychological problems, and Jesus Christ is the only one that understands that. And it used to really pain me that nobody understood me. But after I found Jesus, it stopped bothering me. Probably because nobody understood Jesus either, unless they were afflicted. That's why none of the kings or the authority figures recognized him. The poor recognized him, though. The afflicted recognized him. The sick recognized him. They knew what he was. And I've noticed that people that are afflicted in any kind of way, they always reach out to me. So, I'm not comparing myself to the Messiah. I'm just saying, all the people that tell you that they can solve all your problems, do they ever really do that? Ask yourself that question, man. Call me crazy. I know you will. But I think they just want your fucking money. I think I need to learn how to appreciate money. I mean, I know that changing my political beliefs has definitely changed the way that I look at money. But I always hated money because of the kind of people that have a lot of it that don't do positive things with it. And it makes me sick to my stomach thinking about how much money people have. These CEOs and these corporate conglomerate head honchos. They have so much money and they can help so many people, but they choose not to. They just keep it for themselves. And as much as I disagree with stealing, I mean, I think that they're stealing from the public anyway. In so many ways they are, but the public is too dumb to realize it. What's new here? But it sucks because everything's been industrialized. And the ironic thing about it is all these people that consider themselves to be socialists or Marxists or whatever, they're fine with all the corporations taking over. You know? So many of them. Because they have no idea what it is. I get pretty upset when I think about this stuff. Because I wish that other people had the answers that I have. I can tell you that everything that you're looking for is in the Bible. Every answer that you need is in the Bible. The Bible will solve all your problems. And my brother likes to laugh at me when I say that. But he just doesn't get it because he's too modern. So many people are too modern. They don't understand that just say modernism. Modernism is the devil. Now, they're always advancing. They're always progressing. That's what you call everything being on fire. Progress. That's what you call the majority of human beings being miserable. Okay? Now, I'm not a miserable person at all. In fact, I thoroughly enjoy my life because I accept how I am. I accept the fact that I have a completely separate experience from most people around me. And I actually kind of like that now. It used to really bother me. But as of late, I've been pretty grateful to be on the edge. Or what society would deem as the edge. Because at least when you're on the edge, you know that you're on the edge. So many people, they really are at the jumping off place and they don't even know it. I just figured I should wear the wig. If I have it in the car, I might as well wear it. And it adds a little spunk, you know? When I was 21, or maybe I was 22. I think I was 22 actually. I bleached my hair and dyed it this color. I think it was a little darker than this. I remember telling my mom that like I should have been born that way. But the color only lasted for a week because my hair's so dark. But any unnatural color like that doesn't last for very long. It made me really sad. It was really pretty though when it faded. But I'd always wanted to be a blonde. I still want to be a blonde. I'm so jealous of blondes. I just think that brunettes are like naturally darker in their disposition on everything. A blonde will perk you up. But anyway. use my turn signal vortex because I'm a good person. A lot of people don't use turn signals because they suck as human beings. It's really quite simple. You just flip a switch, that's it. See, I go out of my way sometimes to make other people's lives easier. Maybe that's because of guilt. Because I know that I'm late all the time. That's my Achilles heel. Every one of my employers knows it. I was doing good for a while at my other job, not showing up late, but that went out the window. I was late this entire week. And 2 nights out of 3, I was like 2 hours late. CP time's pretty good, you know? Colored people time, that's what they call it. Colored people time, that's better than Amy Gross time. CP times, that's like 15 minutes. AG time, that's like 2 hours. My black manager attested to that shit. That ain't CP time, Amy. That's 2 hours. Sorry, man. Can't help myself. It's funny because I'll wake up on time and everything. I'll wake up early, still show up late. It's a biological clock. My biological clock is a lot different than everybody else's. Time is an illusion anyway. Time doesn't mean shit. PTSD will teach you that. If you can go backwards and forwards, it doesn't matter. Like, I think that's why the whole live in the moment thing got a lot of people like hyped up about it, like thinking like, oh God, I gotta live in the moment. Very few people actually do that, unless you're counting the news cycle. I mean, people are so manipulated by the stuff that they see on the TV. It's so crazy. It's like they're so worried about, like, you know, kids seeing like a titty or something. So worried about kids hearing a cuss word. Like, the most dangerous thing on the TV is the news. It really is. I mean, Malcolm X tried to warn people about that shit. That's probably why they killed his ass. I think it had a lot more to do with what he said about the media than anything else. And guess what? Donald Trump has also said something similar. If we don't get anything else out of him, at least there are more people that are open to the fact that everyone in the media is full of shit. I mean, it's funny because, like, you have people that watch CNN and MSNBC and they bitch about Fox News. They say Fox News is fake. And then you have people that watch Fox News that bitch about CNN and MSNBC and they say that both of those channels are fake. It's like, what if it's all bullshit, you guys? I mean, it's like people just want so badly to believe a narrative. And I know that I've been guilty about that with Trump. You don't have to tell me that, Vortex. I hear you, Frank. I hear you. I hope he watches this video. I just think that people just want somebody to love and somebody to hate and somebody to be the enemy and somebody to obsess about and somebody to tear apart. You know, it's like, that's human nature. Which is exactly why he's in office right now. Is to basically exacerbate human nature. And that was already happening with technology. That was already happening with the medical field. That was already happening with science. Science! All hail science! It's so ridiculous how much bullshit people will believe. All because some fucking scientist says it. You gotta be careful what you say though, because you don't want to get called out for hate speech, you know? Hate speech, you know what I call that shit? Tough love speech, truth speech, actual factual information speech. I mean, that's ridiculous if, like, you can't even express a dissenting opinion, you know, without being called whatever they want to call you. It's unbelievable to me how many people don't see that as a giant red flag, you know? But I guess a lot of people just don't want to think, and they don't want to question anything that they're told. Because it's easier not to. It's easier to just believe the bullshit.